Okay, welcome back to Unit 32. Today I'm going to do a little tour of my forges. All my forges are, again, shop built. So let's start with the propane. So I built this cage to hold my propane tank outside because apparently in America it is illegal to store more than 1 pound of propane indoors. So I welded this nipple through my wall, ran my propane hose through the wall. I welded some hooks on here and some chains so that this thing will stay put. Yeah, it gets tight in there. So, to keep the fire marshal happy, build this cage. Pull the propane tank. So, go ahead and hook that up. Scoot there. Propane. Put it in between these two, whatever these big red damn things are. So that my truck wasn't parked here, people might not be so apt to run into it. So, keep the fire marshal happy. Tank outside. And we go from there. Okay, so this is the first forge we built. We built this out of an old compressor tank, air compressor tank. Cut it up, poked some holes in it. There's the other side of that nipple where my propane line comes in. I run all my forges at this point off of propane. I've got a 40 pound, I believe it's 40 pounds, 40 pound regulator. Because to run your forges you need more than a half a pound, which is what I believe generally your barbecue regulator runs too low to run a forge. So I've got this piped in, bunch of brass fittings, obviously on and off knobs. This was a rest I was using to maybe induce air into it, but forgone the air on this one. These are Venturi style burners. You can find these all over the internet. Somebody will tell you how to make those. Basically, propane comes in. I have these baffles. I made these baffles. Then this brass or copper, whatever this is, there's a pinhole on the bottom. This is 1.5 to 3/4, and then there's a nipple that goes into the forge. There's another bell on the other side, which these are actually stainless, the ones inside. I welded another nipple and welded some nuts on there so that I can loosen this and I can change the height of the burner itself. I've got two, like I said, I welded baffles on both of these. That nail came off. Again, it's a compressor tank. On the inside, it's basically K-wool or ceramic fiber, and I've got 2.5 fire bricks deep, so that's 18. It's about 22 inches deep. Let me go get my tape measure. Okay, back with the tape. So, tape. It's about, yeah, 2 foot to the front of the door. About 2 foot. Alright, so I welded some channel here. Actually, it wasn't even channel, I just welded it together so that it would fit these fire bricks. So I can close the door. If I grab another fire brick, I can put it in there. Close that up so it can heat up. I welded the table rest on here, so if something's poking out of the forge, it sits on there. And I have this other extendable rack. I'm working on a really long piece. Again, this is the first forge we built. This was a stand from a scroll saw or something. And so let's pause for a moment and we'll light this thing up. Okay, so my real high-tech method of lighting this thing, I just basically light a paper towel, put it in there, turn the gas on. I probably waited a little bit too long. Oh, no, there it goes. So I got a forge. That one's lit. Go ahead and turn on the back burner. It's lit as well. Again, we can close this up, let it heat up. And that's basically it. That is the first forge that we ever built. Okay, so first forge, went through that. I've unhooked the propane, I've hooked it up to my second forge. I'm gonna tape that, probably go away. Okay, so second forge. This forge I built, the idea was I couldn't get this forge hot enough to forge weld. I believe that's because it's closed in the back and the airflow's not right or something. So I built a ribbon burner forge. There's a ribbon burner in there. I built that out of refractory cement. Apparently the cement I got is used to make, they make the crematories for crematoriums. That was a process in itself, just that ribbon burner. So there's a baffle on top with a bunch of holes. You guys go look up ribbon burners because they're super, super cool. If you are interested in a forge. The problem I have with this forge is it eats propane. It is seriously a gas hog. But it gets hot. It's cool. It's big. I can put big stuff in it. You know, it's big. It's cool. Let me grab my tape again. So I'm looking at this bad boy is about 13 inches wide, the opening, about 7 inches tall. I built it out of some diamond plate. I just welded this box together. This is some high temp soft fire brick. I think it's rated for 3,500 degrees. I think the lid is same refractory that I made the ribbon burner out of. There's just a regular old 2,300 degree fire brick. The table is again this refractory I got. I still have some. It's expensive. Found it in California somewhere. This stuff, Resco products from Pittsburgh. I have a bag of that left. I made this table, obviously. The bottom half of this table is K-wall. So So there is an inch of cable in there, and then there is a grating, metal grating in there, and then the refractories on top. Cast it in there. Same with the top lid, refractory, fire brick on the sides. So again, propane to run everything. Propane comes in on-off valve, and I've got a pressure gauge to see when I'm running for pressure. I've got a needle valve to adjust how much propane's going in. It goes into here, which I welded this thing on. I had a plumber friend of mine come sweat these for me. This tube sticks into about here, and there's a hole in it for the propane to escape. I think that hole I put in there is too big. I think that's why it needs so much gas. It's a gate valve with a blower. So I wired the blower to this switch. I got some blowing going on. I can adjust how much air it's getting with this valve. Basically just feel it. Yep, there's air coming out. Got my air going. This is all 2-inch steel pipe. In here there's another baffle. It goes in and it's twisted one way, and then the other side is twisted the other way, so it agitates the air. It's for better atomization of the fuel. So I've got the air on. Let me go get some paper towels and stuff. Okay, so basically I'm going to turn this all the way off, and then maybe about I don't know, full turn. Got some air coming out. Got a paper towel in here. Turn my needle valve all the way off. Then I can turn on my propane. See how many pounds I'm running. Looks like about, which one is this? PSI. I'm at about 4 PSI, so I'm going to turn it up on this regulator. Try and get to, let's go with 10 PSI. And then, as I said, the needle valve here is off. So I'm not pushing any propane yet. Try and light a fire in here. That's why I turn this. Turn this down a little bit more, because the oxygen might let it go. Start my needle valve, turn my needle valve on. And you can adjust it. Fickle. Get my adjustments going, come back with it. Okay, I think I got it about right. Let me turn off this flash. Again, it's pretty fickle, so you gotta adjust it. I think that those flames are a little long. Try fucking with the air. So the idea of a ribbon burner is to have a big ribbon of fire as opposed to one little spot. And again, this thing eats gas like crazy, so I don't use it much, but it is certainly cool. It's hot. I've not made a door for it. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Again, this is the second forge I built. Pretty cool. Okay, just gonna go ahead and unhook the propane from this one. Let's turn that off. Turn it off. And we'll get to the next baby forge. Okay, this is the third forge I built. I actually have plans on building another one, but this is what it is. So basically, the leftover diamond plate that I had, I built this one. Just a little single burner forge. The same concept as the 2-burner forge I made out of this tank. The burners are pretty much the same. Propane comes in. Again, there's a baffle I have. Actually, don't ever use that baffle, but it's there. Pinhole in the other side of this that lets the gas out. This one I welded the flare directly to the top of the forge. I built this pretty quick in a day, and what was happening was I was making hooks and leaves. Let's see. I was making leaves and hooks, so I didn't really need a huge forge, and I didn't need to use all my propane. So again, Kea wool or fiber blanket. I welded a little jobber on there so that I could put that fire brick in there. This forge actually is not even mounted. I can just pick this up. It's pretty small. Just have it on this old table stand. Again, Kea wool. I've got a fire brick in the bottom, and I've got a couple more fire bricks on top because I was forge welding in here, and so there's a lot of flux built up. Let's see, burnt. I've got a couple layers of Kea wool. Another little deal for if I wanted to close it up. Holds it in place. Occasionally use the top so that I usually put that on the top so that the flame doesn't get my valve hot. So again, let me grab some lighting utensils. Alright, again, high-tech method. I'm going to go ahead and put that paper towel in there. And we'll light it. Then we can turn the gas on. Single burner. So what I found is I've used this forge more than any of the other ones. I use this most. It's small, it heats up quick. I can forge weld in it. Again, I'm using the exact same regulator I'm using for the rest of the forges. You get these on Amazon for 40 bucks, I want to say. But you gotta have it. Or unless you got some other ideas, but I have to have it. Little bitty, let's grab my tape. Yeah, and this is tiny. It's only 7 inches across, 7 inches tall. I believe it's 9 inches deep. Again, I welded a table on the front of it, just so I can put my stuff I'm working on right on. I am planning on building another forge. It's going to be, let me go grab my fire bricks. Okay, I got my fire bricks. So I'm planning on building a forge. I was making some dinner bells and they won't fit in this small forge. And I think the door on this is just a little bit too small. So the plan is to make another forge about that big. And let me grab my tape again. So if you're dealing with fire bricks, you can get these, you can order them online. I found Tractor Supply has them. depending on the seasons, but if you order it online from Tractor Supply, they'll deliver it to the store and you can go pick it up for free. Fire bricks are 9 by 4.5, I believe. Let me grab my tape. Yeah, so yeah, about 4.5 inches by about 9 inches. So that's gonna leave me with about 13.5 by 9. So I guess I could situate these this way too. So we're planning on building another forge. I've got most of the metal for it. I just need to go get some plumbing parts. I believe I'm going to make another 2-burner forge with a little bit bigger opening than this one. Not quite as deep, obviously. A little bit bigger than this. And so I'll probably do a video about that during when we build that. So, tour of my shop-built forges. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions about the smaller parts or how I went about size of the orifices or the ribbon burner or anything, put it in the comment section. Try and get back to you. Thanks for watching.